Sick of feeling up so the world's so cold and it's running it up you ain't alone. Woke up with life sacrifice. I'm like a bad bitch that treats me right, but I'm still kicking my vices while I write this book. That's potential price. Got to mention, don't do that. Don't get attached, stop being so sad. So times are bad when turn it up, so spark it up and trust you got it. So you never ever felt better than the sun's rays so the morning after the day, you're like a dream's come true. We prove it. It's strange. These expectations are irrelevant. All I know is that you don't know nothing.
Find myself tonight. These expectations are irrelevant.
Let's ruin our lives.
Getting pissed at high tides, chewing up like cyanide. Please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That's not romantic. To just ruin our lives.
Doing okay. So it's your birthday, man.
Yes.
Birthday boy.
Yeah. So you're gonna die one day. how afraid are you of the passage of time?
Man, I feel like that's what motivates
I'm gonna die
me.
too. Just
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, you're not alone.
I feel like it's a big motivator for me because I know when I was a kid, my mom got diagnosed with brain cancer.
Okay, yeah.
When I was like, I think 4 or 5 years old.
That's rough.
And I didn't really understand what was going on.
Right.
But I think that like subconsciously I understood that like, wow, like this isn't gonna go on forever.
Right.
And I think from a very early age I kind of had to grapple with that.
Right.
And it's made me feel like I need to do something great.
Yeah.
While I'm here.
Nice. Okay.
So it's terrifying.
Right.
Yes.
A little bit.
It's terrifying.
For sure.
But it's also a great motivator.
Right. So you were like 4, were you scared at that time that you discovered death, or did it just seem like a natural thing?
You know, I think I was too young to comprehend it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad basically told me, you know, they're gonna send Power Rangers in to help defeat the bad guys that are inside of your mama.
Okay.
And you know, there's a chance that the bad guys might win.
Right.
But you know, this is what's happening.
Oh, okay.
And you know, she's always going to be with you in spirit. You know.
That's good.
And we do have our spirituality.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
So he like
faith.
guided you spiritually.
Yeah. You know, and it's like
heavy.
I never take this necklace off.
Yeah.
Because my dad wore. I'm missing the Saint Christopher on it.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got my name from, Chris.
Oh, okay.
But when my mom survived, 30 years in remission.
Oh, nice, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
She or my dad gave me the same necklace that he wore.
Yeah.
And I never take it off for
Right.
that reason. So
For
this
sure.
is the same one.
For sure.
So
wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy. Well, I'm glad you pulled through. That's amazing.
Fuck yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
She's
really
so cool. She's so funny. She's got the perfect excuse. She does like wacky shit all the time.
Yeah.
And like she'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. Like I'm just missing part of my brain.
That's funny. I worked with a woman at the Geek Squad call center that said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Lexis?
I mean, I'll admit, when I was a kid, I was pretty terrified of death. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, like what is that like? You know,
Right.
like fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I grew up going to church, and you know, I have my own beliefs. I don't care if anybody disagrees with me. It's like, we go to heaven, we go to hell. It's like, you know, of course.
Okay.
But it's like the idea of death was terrifying to me as a kid. But then I later realized, look, it's to an extent like it's not really that bad, but like it's gonna happen to all of us at some point, one way or another. Just keep living your best life, keep doing good, and honestly, like it just won't really like mean anything, you know.
Okay.
So.
Are you Christian?
Yeah.
What denomination?
Not Baptist. Like honestly, I don't even like.
Like Protestant.
I guess just like
Yeah.
They
Not
good
Catholic.
stuff. Yeah, no, not Catholic. Just like
Okay.
regular Christian.
So Protestant,
Yeah, like
pretty much,
regular
yeah.
Christian. I don't really like say which denomination
Right,
because I
for
don't really
sure.
know which one, but I'm like, okay.
What
But
do you-
I know for a fact it's not Baptist because I didn't really grow up in a Baptist church, so
Okay.
there's definitely not that.
Right. What is your favorite teaching of Jesus?
My favorite teaching? Ooh, that's a good question. I would say like that Jesus, he did die for our sins. Even like when we did wrong by him,
Yeah.
he still chose to basically just like keep letting us live because he said, he looked to God, he was like, they don't know not what they do,
Right.
and it's like the human race could have been wiped out many centuries ago because of that, but Jesus was like, no, let them live. They don't like forgiveness is all, and another one's like forgive others as I have forgiven you. And granted, I know that's hard for a lot of people to do that because they've been wrong one way or another, and like myself included, I have a lot of people do bad stuff to me, and yeah, I forgive them,
Yeah.
but forgetting is the hard part, and it's
Yes.
like, hey, look, just because
For sure.
just because you forgive doesn't mean like you don't just forget, and
Right.
but at the end it's like, yeah, I forgive you, but I'm still gonna keep my distance. I'm gonna keep doing what I do and not really have an association with you, so but I still forgive you.
For sure.
So that's my favorite.
What Jesus said, it's easier to point out the needle or whatever in your brother's eye while ignoring the plank in your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to like project your shit onto other people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like, rather
Yeah,
than
and also
look
the fact,
inside.
yeah, and also the fact that like at the end of the day, and this isn't like really teaching, but this is just like how I am as a person because
Yeah.
of how I grew up in the church. It's like at the end of the day, it's like I don't really care like how you are as a person, just as long as I can be cool with you. That's my only
sure.
rule. Is like as long as I'm cool with you and you're cool with me,
I guess
then
so.
like that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like I have friends who are like Christian, Catholic, atheist, Mormon,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
whatever, and we don't shove like, religion down each other's throats. Just like, hey,
You're adorable.
just like, hey,
No.
are you cool? Yeah, I'm cool too. Let's hang out. That's it.
For sure. Same. For sure.
100%. I grew up Lutheran.
Okay.
And so it's like, I like the idea of like, you
so-
take Jesus with you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, he is my church. And so it's like, I pray every day, but I don't go to church.
Right.
Specifically because I feel like man is evil.
Yeah.
And like religion, therefore, and
Okay.
like the construct of it
Right.
has like man's influence. And so I feel like the purity of like the relationship we
Take
have
number one.
personally,
Okay.
with it is important. But
Yeah.
I feel like nobody's perfect. And
Okay.
I'm so happy that he took that, like holy
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
for us so we can live our imperfect lives as sinners.
Interesting. Yeah. Martin Luther is the founder of Protestantism, right?
Lutheranism.
Lutheranism.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was.
He's
Martin
the one
Luther
who
was.
nailed the thing to the church door, right? Or is
So-
that someone else? I feel like
I'm
that's
not
someone
sure.
else.
I know Martin Luther was one of the
Yeah.
first guys he translated the Bible from
Oh,
Latin
okay. And
into
he
German.
made it accessible to
Yes,
the common
because
people.
before it was
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
accessed by the church,
Right,
by
right.
church officials,
Right.
and they would preach, and then they would add in little stuff from Catholicism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so,
right.
but then it was like the locus of control was like the church, and like it was like
Right.
a power thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so by allowing people to read it on their own, they
Right.
can create their own relationship, and that I don't know. That's why I grew up.
What do you know about like the teachings of like the Gnostics or the Gnostic Gospels? You guys familiar with that? Like the Gospels of Mary, of Thomas, of Judas. I don't know if the Gospel of Judas is Gnostic, but like, so like the Gnostics were like a more radical branch of Christianity when it first started, and all of their Gospels were like left out of the New Testament because they're like pretty radically different from what everybody else says. Like
not familiar with them.
Like they say that like Mary Magdalene was Jesus' favorite apostle, and that he shared teachings with her that he didn't with anybody else, and that after he was killed, all the other disciples came up to her and was like, "Hey, please tell us what he told you. We're like scared for our lives or whatever." And then you have like the Gospel of Thomas. It gets more into like the oneness with God rather than like having to go through a pope, for instance. to supplicate God, right? You know what I mean? Like having a direct, like, you know, when Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within, I feel like modern Christianity preaches the complete opposite of that. You know what I mean? It says you have to do what we do, and God is separate from you, and you have to like pray to God in order to hopefully one day then become one with him again after you die. Whereas the Gnostics were like, you already are one with God. Like it's
I kind of actually agree with that more so personally.
Yeah,
like,
it was more like Eastern philosophical, like religious views going on, and then, you know, it's all up in the air. You know, like a lot of speculation or whatever. Anyways,
it's super interesting because, like, I don't know. I feel as though because I remember I was going to get confirmed through the Lutheran Church. Okay. And when I was doing that as a kid, I remember there was like this. I was 12, and there's like a 12-year-old girl with her parent there. Right. And she came to the pastor one day and was like, "Hey, I have this really amazing friend. They're the coolest. They're the best. They live the most Christian, you know, values, and they're the nicest and most kind in all these different ways. But they're Jewish. Oh. What happens when she dies? Does she get to go to heaven?" Right. And he just dead ass looked her in the face and said, "No." That's fucked up. And I just remember how like that made me feel. Yeah. About how I was like, that just feels wrong. Yeah. And then ever since I stopped going. And I had like a religious kind of like sabbatical. Like I stopped going to church really because I was like, I feel like if God is all knowing and God is love, then God weighs the purity of your soul. Right. And God can see through a religion, and just because you don't know him doesn't mean that you won't be accepted if you are a good person, if you have a good soul. And it shouldn't matter what rules and laws and whatever are created by some other person's description of the same indescribable thing. Right, yeah. In my opinion. For sure. And that's what I've grown to think personally, is that I think everybody's kind of trying to describe the same indescribable thing, but I think that my life is infinitely better every time I ask for the things that I need in my life, and that when I do pray on it, you know, I notice the blessings come to fruition, and I do feel a lot of sense of comfort, especially with death, knowing that he's with me. Right. And knowing that, like, when I'm going through, it's like God doesn't give you anything you can't handle, you know, and like some of my other favorite, it's like God will give you what you want, but first he'll give you the shovel. You know, I don't know who said that. But
I've never heard that before.
But I love that one.
I heard this. Sorry to interrupt you. This, I forget who said it. I think it might have been Hunter S. Thompson or somebody, or it might be even like an old Native American saying, like, trust in God but steer away from the rocks. Yeah. You know, right. I mean? Like, it's like have your faith or whatever, but also like your life is in your hands. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you
can choose to be on the street from you know, self-abuse, but maybe you didn't choose to have those things that happen. I don't know. That's a wholly different
that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Music.
Sorry.
No, I brought it up.
That's so cool.
What type of music do you think Jesus would like?
All kinds.
Yeah. Do you think he would like jazz?
Yeah. I think so.
I can see him getting jazz. What about like modern country?
Yeah.
Like some Morgan Wallen or who's that one guy? Tyler Childers?
I know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Wait,
good.
is that Rich Man in Richmond?
Yes.
Is that guy?
The girl, Richmond. Yes.
I'm a rich man from Richmond. Yeah.
Oh, no. That's, I know who you're talking about. He blew up during COVID, right? Yeah. And he was on Rogan? Yeah. No, this guy, he's older, probably 30s, maybe early 40s.
I know the name.
He's huge. He did that song, Richmond Girl. Like, all I know is that when I am good and sober.
Man, I feel like Jesus would listen to all the tunes.
Yeah,
I don't think Jesus would be. I think he'd probably be a little like.
I can't say I'm so
the
embarrassed.
The fuck is this? Like, you know, on like some fucking like, I don't know, some hardcore heavy like necro goblin.
Yeah, I was gonna say
type shit.
Like ICP.
Like, maybe like they're a little lost, but like
for sure,
making people happy. That's cool.
For sure. He did Party. I mean, Water into Wine.
That's 100%. True, yeah.
All right, which is an interesting thing to include.
Yeah,
that's his first miracle in the Bible is turning water into wine at a party.
It's
a wedding party.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny about like me hearing that as a kid, because at the same time, that was also around the time like adults used to tell me like, you know, if you grow up and drink alcohol, you're immediately gonna go to hell, you know.
Wow.
But then,
Yeah.
but
That's
once I got a
hardcore.
little bit older, at least my teen years, I was like, wait, wine is alcoholic.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, what?
Right.
I think the overarching thing that turns people away from Christianity and God in general, at least in our society, is the judgy Christians.
Yes.
That are like, if you don't do this and you don't do
Exactly.
that, then
Yeah.
you're not going to be this. And I'm better because of this.
I've
And it's
been
like,
around.
fuck you, dude.
I've been around
Sorry.
people like that, and it made me so like uncomfortable, you know. And it's like yeah, you know, at one point I was trying to be like this good. You know, Christian church boy as a kid, because I didn't want to be judged or do no wrong. But then, like, you know, I'm like, hey, God says thou shalt not judge. So who are you to judge me just because you know you're a Christian or a Catholic or whatever, you know? So and like I've had people talk me out of things, and even like I remember when I was like close to my preteen years, my early teen years, my dad. He asked me, "Hey son, do you want to go get your ears pierced one day?" And and immediately I was like, "Yeah," but like, I had some people in my church like talk me out of it because they thought it was a really bad idea, you know. So I didn't do it. But then like years later, like back in like 2018, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go do it." I woke up one day, my day from work, and just went to the nearest piercing shop that was in Mesa. I was living in Mesa at the time, and just got my ears pierced. And then like I had people try to talk me out of getting tattoos before my first tattoo. I was like, "Nah, I'm doing it anyway." And ever since then, nobody's told me shit. I'm like, I don't fucking care. All right? Like at the end of the day, God knows my heart. So
It sounds like your church was pretty hardcore.
yeah, well, these are like the churches I went to, like the church I go to right now. Plus, there's like some of the contract churches that I play at on Sundays.
Oh,
like
okay.
they're all accepting.
Right.
They're all loving. Just like some churches I've been to, like in the, like way past like before I came to Arizona.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Well, where are you from?
Michigan originally.
Oh,
I'm from
okay.
Clinton Township, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Michigan,
I've been out here since 2012. So like churches I've been to before I came out here, I kind of felt like slightly judgy and had expectations. All churches I've been to after moving here, like they've been all been like accepting everything. So I'm like, that's awesome.
And like with that too, though, it's like having met like people who are pagans, people who are Wiccans, people who are Jewish, people who are you know, Catholic, people who are you know, Muslim, like all of the religions. It's like there's goodness in all of them.
Yes.
And I feel
I
like
agree.
just the
It's the extremists, the fundamentalists.
hardcore people on both sides is no bueno.
For sure.
You know, for anybody or anything.
Like I'm not a religious person, but like I had like a spiritual awakening, schizophrenic break, whatever you want to call it, when I was 18. Like I was raised without religion. You know, I would go to church once every couple of years with my aunt's family. I was, you know, thinking of Marilyn Manson lyrics the whole time. You know what I mean? But then, like, I don't know, it's just something happened where I felt compelled to, like, study religion. And I'm like, oh, well, first of all, Jesus was a punk, not a hippie.
Yep.
You know, and they're all basically saying the same thing, like, correct thought, correct action, correct belief or whatever, like, do good for people. And love. It all comes down to love.
Don't be a dick,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I heard this this one comedy guy. He said something that actually made me laugh, and I'm like, come on, man. He said, you know, in some churches you say, you know, you listen to metal, which is basically, you know, us, and you know, you're automatically gonna go to hell because that's like Satan music or whatever, you know. And that's actually what people used to tell me when I was a kid too, like, you know,
that's
metal
crazy.
Satan music. And he said, like, wait, so you tell me, you know, we worship a guy who died on a cross and we drank his blood. You gotta admit that's pretty metal. I'm like,
for sure.
okay. I'm not gonna say
Metalocalypse.
I'm not gonna say nothing about that.
For sure.
But I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, no, totally. That's a pretty metal imagery for sure. I mean, it's like, and I don't want anything to sound like I'm mocking your faith in any way or whatever, but like the image of a dying god on a execution device is pretty fucking hardcore. You know what I mean? Like, the cross is an execution. It'd be like if he was electrocuted in a wheelchair. Yeah. Everybody would have electric chairs.
Oh yeah.
Everyone would be wearing those on their necks. You know what I mean? Like,
but
it's pretty hardcore.
But nonetheless, it's like, hey, I'll always have my faith in God. Like, he has good plans for me. I follow where He wants me to go, and I never doubt that. So I'm happy to have Him in my life.
Yeah, it's just when hate gets involved. You know what I mean? When they tell you to hate everybody, or like, I really think like telling people that they're going to go to hell for whatever reason, that's psychological and spiritual abuse. You know?
Exactly.
Like, especially the children. Maybe to that little Jewish girl. Like, that's so
what the fuck was that? That immediutly it was like, that's not
me
right.
fucking feel bad.
I knew that as a 12-year-old kid. That wasn't right.
Made
you know what
me
I mean?
fucking feel bad about you know, living my life, and
Yeah,
later I was like,
for sure.
you guys fucking lied to me.
And that's part of the control, right? That's religion as a system of the control. We shame you into subservience for our power structure.
Yes.
Right? We are at the top, and you're like a lowly, sinful being who can do no good in the eyes of the Lord. So you have to like go through us in order to get to God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've usurped their own God's authority.
Right.
You know
You're
what I
saying
mean?
you're better than other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you
like
are
the idea of a
allegedly
pope.
closer.
How is that not as blasphemous as it gets? Jesus never appointed any. Like he told Peter, the first pope, right, or whatever. You're going to be my rock on earth, and you'll be the foundation on which my church is founded. Like okay, that's that one guy. That doesn't mean like fucking flock to Peter every year or whatever. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you can't wear shorts around Peter. I've been to the 16th chapel. I've been to what's it called, the Vatican.
Yeah.
You can't wear shorts.
Weird.
You think
It's its own
Jesus was
country.
walking around barefoot in literally
Sandals.
his underrobe?
Yeah.
No sandals.
Just
He got
barefoot.
rid of it.
Okay. Fuck, not even that.
he got rid of everything. That was his whole message, you know. But okay, so speaking of God, you have a new music video called Psilocybin Confessions.
Yes.
What I'm interested in the creation of that song and how unique it is. It's very unique. What is your relationship with psychedelics, if you feel comfortable talking about that?
Totally. So, it is meant to be a, not in the literal terms. It's supposed to be, and like, I've done mushrooms.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
what it has done for me in the past is it has helped me deal with past traumas.
For sure.
And it's really fucking fun and cool.
Yeah.
In the right setting.
For sure. That's a good way to describe it.
It's fucking cool. Like, and beyond that though, especially when you're in a safe environment with friends and like, you know, all of that.
Have to be. Yeah.
You know, it makes it seem as though everything around you is alive.
Yes.
And like even the walls are alive.
For
and
sure.
the trees are alive. And everything is breathing and everything has its own rhythm and we're all connected together. And there's this weird sense of harmony and balance and I feel like it gives you more of a sense of connectedness to the earth.
For sure.
And the last thing that I was thinking about when I was on mushrooms was, let's go kill a group of people.
Oh.
Or let's subjugate a whole group of people.
You mean that's the furthest thing
That's
from your
the
mind?
furthest thing
Oh,
from
I
my
thought you
mind.
meant like the most recent.
Okay.
No, 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 no,
Yeah. Wait.
What the fuck?
No.
I think mushrooms are taking you down the wrong road.
Yeah, exactly. That would be called a bad trip.
Yeah.
Which I've had too.
The new
and that's not
Charles
fun.
Manson. Yeah.
No, and I, you know, and I've had bad trips
gotcha.
before.
Yeah,
But the sense of connectedness, the sense of connectedness, and but it's more so meant to just be a literary tool to help lift the veil of whatever you know, algorithm or spell you may be under potentially.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like if the world got dosed with mushrooms, that the world would become a better place. And there's so much evil and darkness in the world that it kind of helps to unmask the truth behind reality of what we're being told and what's actually happening. And that's what the song is about. It's about lifting the veil of reality that we are being told through mainstream media and through controlled sources of a narrative to basically you know, either monetize us or control us in some fashion.
For sure.
And
both,
a lot of what the lyrics talk about is about governmental control.
Yes,
it's
I
about
noticed
AI.
that.
It's about the dystopian nature of some of the things that are happening in place with the constant spread of misinformation and disinformation and just the algorithmic control. Like, if I ask you what's on your Explore feed on your Instagram versus what's on your Explore feed on your Instagram versus what's on Susie's, you know, it's different. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like, it's almost like people are living in their own little Truman Show of their algorithm. And the locus of control, even including with podcasting, I would say people can be influenced through the internet since, like, because people want to say that propaganda machine is broken because of COVID, because the lack of trust in mainstream media. Now that there's been truth in a lot of the lies that were pushed forth from COVID and like the governmental just apparatus itself kind of being like unveiled a little bit more, where we can see like, oh yeah, they're just lying to our faces right here, or like for Vietnam, for example,
that's a good example.
But either which way, the propaganda machine, through people back in the day before the internet, they had like 3 fucking news channels, and they believed that shit, and they believed the fucking news, and now that's gone, and now there's independent podcasters, and there's alternative sources of information with independent journalists that can go out on site to where shit is actually happening and tell you the fucking truth instead of hearing it from a lens of some way. And I think that means that we're living in one of the best times ever for like freedom of information, but it's also one of the most confusing times ever because all of that is fucking manipulated on top of having AI. Like, who the fuck knows what's going on in Iran right now? I don't fucking know.
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like, what are the videos that we're seeing with like the power of AI generated videos on top of like propaganda apparatuses with algorithmic playlisting and different things through your social media? Like, I'm fed something different than your uncle's fed, that your mom's fed, that you're fed, that I'm fed, that Taylor's fed, Jared's fed.
Tits.
You know what I'm saying? Tits fed.
Exactly.
I had to clear out this is too many tits. So I cleared out my algorithm like a couple days ago. Tits again. Go on.
No. I mean, like what you gotta do is just like a whole bunch of just whatever else that doesn't involve tits, and then they'll eventually
What's the fun in that?
Yeah, I don't know,
dude, I spend the rest of my time podcasting with men. Look at some tits.
I don't know, friend. They'll get monster trucks or something. Just like a whole bunch of videos of monster trucks, they'll go away eventually.
No, there is a way where you can just completely erase it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'll give you just random things. And I swear a week has gone by and it's slowly getting back to breasts again.
Right.
Yeah.
But
which I'm fine with, honestly. I found myself like missing it. Which maybe is just brainwashing, like I've brainwashed myself.
That's what I'm saying. Like they would have you say that the propaganda machine is technically broken because the level of trust that we have between mainstream media has never been lower.
Yeah.
I would say.
But like the propaganda machine is in our pockets.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
So I don't think that that's accurate.
No,
I think
not
that
at
it's
all.
actually more precise.
For sure.
And I think that it's really hard to tell the difference now.
I'd agree with that.
And I guess what I'm trying to do with that song is to help wake people up.
Yeah.
To pay more attention, to ask more questions, and talk to your fellow friends.
Where does
with different opinions.
Where does the confessions part come into play? Is that like the confession of the mushroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. More so just the truth of that reality lifting.
Did you ever take enough mushrooms where you felt like it was talking to you?
I've done a couple heroic doses. Before, you know?
Yeah.
And like I've definitely like.
So you're familiar with Terrence McKenna?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You use his words, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it definitely helped lift some trauma and stuff and let go of some things. And it was really cathartic for me personally. Really intense though. Like really like if my friends weren't there with me, like, you know what I mean? Because I remember like being like in a hot tub.
Oh man.
And it was like half the pool was dark.
Okay.
Because it was blocked by the shadow of a tree.
Right.
And then the other half was light.
Right.
And and I just like was like philosophically looking at this like between the balances of my life and like the choices that I've made and like who I am and you know just all of that, but just like I would have never noticed that or given a shit about that if I wasn't on that. You know what I mean? So it just gave me some different levels of insights to process some trauma, and this also is fun to do, especially if
it's also fun. Yeah, it's the funnest way to get enlightened.
I would say so. I think it brings you closer to something.
And acid.
Yeah.
I'm not like really into like hardcore drugs. I mean, I don't judge people if they are like whatever. But it's like me, like no, like the most I've done, I've smoked weed before, and that's pretty much about it. Not really proud of it, but I'm like whatever. And it's like I know. Look, it's like, I have a lot of anxiety.
The church boys coming out right now. Yeah.
No, it's because like. Not just because like I went to church, but because like I grew up my whole life. Like I would used to like, walk into the living room, see my mom watching just like whatever on TV, right? Sometimes it's a show, sometimes it's a documentary, sometimes it's like, you know, she watched documentaries and like a bunch of people on like some kind of drug and like seeing how fucked up their life is.
For sure.
And then like they make attempts to get better. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed, sometimes they're just like, you know, going about it. And I look at that and I'm like, I don't want that to be like, you know, I'm like, no, I'm just like, no. Yeah.
It just fucking rained
but,
on me.
But yeah.
No, I don't. Of course, that's totally cool. Yeah.
But I remember. Oh yeah, and actually same with alcohol too. But like I tried my first hit of weed and my first alcoholic drink at age 20 actually. And actually I was on tour with my old band back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was actually around the same time, the day after my 20th birthday. Yeah, somebody's fighting over there. But yeah, it was the day. It was the day after my 20th birthday. We were in San Diego. We were touring San Diego, and yeah, we just had like we had some weed. We had a whole bunch of alcohol. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, like, you know, I'm 20, so let's just fucking do this. And best fucking sleep I ever had in 20 years. You know. But mainly up until like some months back, maybe like before New Year's, I was smoking like once or twice a week, and once again it was something I wasn't proud of, but because like I was really frustrated with the job I had at the time, and I was just, like so anxious. I didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't know what else, and like I just loved the feeling of being numb, and it felt like it was something I had to feel. It took away all my issues, all my problems. I was able to like sleep. I was able to sleep better. Like I was able to like eat better. I was able to just do everything better. But then one day, like literally, I was high at the moment, and I was like, I don't want to have this kind of lifestyle because I don't want to get addicted to it, you know? Right. And eventually I started finding some other coping mechanism, and then I started hitting the gym, and that's actually been so much better, you know? I stopped going to the dispensary. I've been more itching to go to the gym than go to the dispensary. I'm like, this is actually so much better, plus more results. For sure. But
it's much more natural, healthy lifestyle.
Community. Music, making music with friends, going to the gym are so much better for you, for your health and your mental health.
It's true. I can't see anything.
Than anything as far as with some fucking pills.
That's true,
what I mean? Fuck the pills. Fuck that prescription society.
Honestly, the pills have helped me immensely.
Well, then
it depends on the person. Like
That's very true,
I'm an alcoholic. I'm almost a year sober.
Congratulations.
It took me going to a mental hospital. They told me it was a rehab. It was actually a mental hospital. That scared the shit out of me. I fought my way out.
Because you wouldn't have gone if they told you.
No, fuck no. It markets itself as a rehab. Yeah. Right? So they're lying to people and shit. And like I was bad. Like I was having the shakes every day, needing a drink. It got really bad.
Right.
Scary. So I immediately relapsed. Luckily, my mom was like, you need to fucking stop doing this shit. And while I was at the one of the good things about that mental hospital was that they put me on Lexapro, which is antidepressant, anti-anxiety, anti-OCD. I have all those things. And my life has completely... I wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for the Lexapro.
That's fucking awesome.
I would be...
That's fucking
I've had anxiety my whole life, probably PTSD with the really wild way that I was raised.
Right.
But there was never words for it. You know, I'm going to be 40 this year. Nobody's talked about anxiety, or if you had a depression, you were just like a little bitch.
What are you,
know
little
what
bitch?
I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And the word anxiety wasn't a part of anybody's vocabulary at all. Yeah. And so I just thought I was like a fucking freak and a weirdo, you know what I mean? And I am, but in a good way, I feel like.
100%.
You know, but the Lexapro, I just feel like I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to be a normal person. Like, I'm confident. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can do shit like this. I'm making a documentary. You know what I mean?
Honestly, whatever works for whatever
it depends
works
on
for
the
people.
person. You know
and also I want to say like one of the other reasons why I wanted to give up weed, and actually I did because or like growing up my entire life. No, my mom never found out that I smoked weed. You know, her and I lived together. We split rent, so like, I would always smoke when she goes to bed, like late at night, and then I step outside the apartment and smoke. Come by, like grab some water and go in before she can smell anything. Yeah. But like my dad though, because he lives back in my hometown, he told me for years, you know, so don't do drugs, don't even smoke weed. You know, like, you know, you're young, you deserve a healthy life, and I felt bad lying to him, telling him that I'd never done it, but in reality I have. Like, he knows I drink a little bit, but as far as like weed, it's like, because I just have so much anxiety and ADHD. I just can't. You know, like unless it's something I actually like do, I just can't sit still. I can't focus. And honestly, I'm afraid of failing in life. You know, I guess that's why I took it. Yeah. And The only people who knew that I smoked weed was just like a couple of cousins who I'm really close with who live out here. And I think like one of my older brothers, you know, and I think maybe my older sister too. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I just kept on the download again. It was like once or twice a week, so that way it was like not like wouldn't stay in my system for a long period of time. But yeah,
you talk about it like it's meth or something.
I know. But again, it's like I've never touched any other drug.
Yeah, no, it's
like, I've never done shrooms. I've never done coke. I've never done any of that stuff. So I'm like, well, for one, let me have this.
Well, let me ask you this. So,
other than that, yeah,
is it the high, the head change that comes with it that you don't like? Like if you could only if you had so you have anxiety, right?
Yeah.
If you could take something that reduced your anxiety without getting you high, do you think? But I mean, if you didn't have the gym, like, is it the high that stopped you from wanting to do the weed? Or?
No, it's like I like the after effects. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel comfortable. I feel like safe. You know, it's just the fact. It's actually the fear of like getting addicted to it. You know, because like there are people that will go to like the dispensary like daily, weekly, and consistently smoke and keep going back, spend all their money there. Like I don't want to keep doing that. You know,
for sure.
Yeah,
I don't want to get addicted.
Well, because this guy's addicted to music. You know, like me.
That's my
thing. It's like for me, it's
for sure.
And I think you're like me too, where it's like you kind of have a obsessive personality a little bit. But like in a healthy way, and you're choosing to channel it into. Thank you, sir. Into something positive rather than something destructive. Thank you, brother. And I think that is the fucking move. You know, just like what you're doing, as far as with channeling it into something creative, because I feel like that like within ourselves, that need to create, I think is something that I feel so much better. Like, it's my birthday. We dropped a brand new music video today, and we're doing this.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That is
like,
pretty cool.
Like doing all that creativity and like positive shit, you know what I mean, towards like the thing.
For sure.
Like, fucking yes, create
for sure.
more. Every time I've ever been in a dark space, if I made something, even if it was just a demo or edited something, I felt better.
Listen, I don't care if she's 80. If she doesn't have the rent at the end of the month, I want her out of there. Larry, Boobala baby, how are ya?
Melvin, I want to talk to you.
Can't wait, I'm on the phone.
No.
Well, I gotta go. Claire's being a nudge. Yes.
Melvin, something's very wrong. This company you're working for, I think they're doing evil things.
Don't be silly.
You've changed so much lately. You seem so different. You're just not yourself lately.
Well, yes, but how could you badmouth Apocalypse? I mean, come on. If it wasn't for them, you would still be stumbling around on that cane.
I know, but I'd rather be blind in heaven than sighted in hell. Tromaville's being destroyed, and all you can do is listen to incentive tapes morning, noon, and night. Melvin, I think someone is trying to brainwash you.
I don't have to listen to this garbage. You just remember, I signed that contract for you.
And I gave up my blindness to see you get involved in a plot to pollute the world? Ah! What about all the people who counted on you to clean up evil? What about all the kids who believed in you? What about all those people in Reel 9 of the first movie who stood up for you? What about the messengers, Melvin? You're their hero. What about all those marvelous people out there in the dark? What about your favorite patriots, Melvin? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of slavery? I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death!
I'm out of here.
Just walk out the door and turn your back on humanity!
Do you think everybody's born with the drive to create art?
I think everybody is creative, and everybody can be creative.
Yeah.
Everybody has like their own talents in creativity some way, whether it's like music, dancing, acting, cooking.
For sure.
Some kind of art. And some people don't even like want to acknowledge that. Some people don't even know if they can do it, but they have it.
For sure. I agree. For sure. I just want to say one more thing about Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you familiar with the hypothesis, I guess we'll call it, that Jesus was part of a group called the Zadokites, who were like a very small sect within Judaism who use psilocybin mushrooms to access knowledge of God, and that's where his teachings come from.
Fucking sounds accurate as shit.
And so the Zadokites would make a bread and a broth out of the mushroom.
Really?
The body of Christ, the blood of Christ, right? So eat my body, drink my blood. He was actually giving people psilocybin. That's the theory, anyways.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah. All I will tell you, because that's the first that I'm ever hearing of that.
Yeah.
Is that the psilocybin confessions.
Yeah.
Like I am an antenna for the muse.
Right.
And those lyrics came to me.
I like that. Yeah.
And I don't know where that comes from.
Right.
I just try to put myself in the best possible position to receive those messages.
Right.
And when we chose like our shot locations and stuff, and I had forgotten about this, but like the very first building of the music video.
Yeah.
It's the most photographed building in Phoenix.
Okay.
On Roosevelt Rose, 5th Street in our district next to Bud's Glass Joint.
Okay.
Shout out to Bud's Glass Joint.
Sure.
They had to put bars up on the walls because people were like doing nefarious shit, bars and stuff.
Yeah.
But in big bold letters it says Jesus saves.
Yeah.
And so right when we pull up on site,
to
do the music video, which like I had no intentions of this being a religious thing,
right.
From the get. But
interesting,
like if I'm being completely honest with you, being influenced by the things that I was hearing were happening in Gaza,
right,
led me to say, "There's blood on your hands. Repent for your sins."
Okay.
And I think that the murder of innocent people is evil.
Yes.
And we have done a lot of that. And
Yes.
I'm not saying that we're
That's kind
better.
of like America's whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but we are number one, baby. And I will say that. Whatever that means.
Right.
But
the best art.
Yeah.
Best
but
music that ever
repent for
exists.
your sins, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like we live in a convoluted society where people have such a separation of their responsibility from their actions, especially at the political level with these people that are in power, where they're making these decisions that impact
everybody,
the whole fucking world,
Yeah.
potentially. You know what I mean? And a lot of that's rooted in money.
Yeah.
At
the end of the day,
or some hardcore fundamentalist beliefs. But at the same time, I see the other side of the coin too, where they're saying, "Hey, these people are gonna fucking kill us if we don't kill them, so we gotta kill them first." And it's like, fuck. But the murder of innocent people is bad.
It's bad.
Repent for your sins. There is blood on your hands.
Well, okay. So when you said that you put yourself in a certain mindset in order to create in that sort of like what's it called when you just start writing?
Like inspiration?
Hold on, it's coming to me. I'm blanking. It's one of the side effects, I think, of Lexapro. It stops. I've been having bad memory recall because of it.
Sure.
Like when you just start writing.
Like free writing?
Yeah.
Like free
there's a term for it.
Notating?
It's like
documenting?
No, just like you just write down whatever comes out.
Some people call it downloads.
Stream of consciousness.
There you go.
Okay, so what is that setting for you? What does that look like? Like for me, because I'm a writer at heart, or whatever. I'm a musician, but I'm really a writer. That's my ultimate talent. It used to be for me, and this was me being addicted. I thought I would always need a big glass of whiskey, well, like a fucking gallon or whatever of whiskey, endless weed, and endless cigarettes in order to really write. You know what I mean? So a lot of my writing is just bullshit. And when I go back and look at it, it's still kind of fun. I might publish it. So that would be an example of me putting myself into a mindset to create. What does it look like for you guys?
So, for me, it's gone through different stages. I find myself consistently writing while under the influence of alcohol.
Okay.
Other inspirational tools. I mean, it comes to me at random points. It can be when when I don't have a car. I haven't had a car for 3 years.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So when I wrote my first album, and like
Yeah.
before that, when I was in different projects and stuff, a lot of my ideas would come to me while I was driving.
Okay. Because you're in that flow state.
Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like the automatic part of your brain
Right.
where is like turned off because you're
Right,
driving,
right,
and so
right.
you're not thinking about anything other than
For sure.
whatever.
It's like meditation, kind of.
Yeah. So I would say like when I'm driving, and then like even just walking down the street, or
Yeah.
sometimes even just at work.
Okay.
You know, but constantly I find myself being plied by alcohol, nicotine,
Yeah.
and weed for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I have had some experiences on some other substances,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it comes to me when it chooses to come to me.
Right, right.
And the only thing that I do consistently to try to put myself in those mind spaces of writing new material or to accept new downloads that don't just come purely from wherever it comes from,
Right, yeah.
like some like hooks or melody
Right.
ideas.
Okay.
Like my song Body Bag.
Okay.
I'm so cold, you should put me in a body bag.
Okay.
Wrap me up, tie me down, do I sink or swim? It's like a nursery rhyme. And like, I don't know where that came from,
Right.
but like, I didn't play that on the guitar. I didn't have a piano. There
Yeah.
wasn't a beat to that. It just came to me. And then with other songs like Same Mistakes, that song came from me just playing the guitar and writing a riff on my acoustic guitar.
Right, right.
And that developed into the full thing. But like, because it felt so right,
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, you just know when you've captured lightning in a bottle.
For sure. For sure.
And, you know, I've been in different headspaces for those moments to come. And some of them come from beats. Some of them, honestly, because like I'm an emo rapper too.
Right.
So it's like, I think that's
Right.
like the three main things with like what KRXS is it's
Yeah.
pop punk, because I'm a touring pop punk
Okay.
emo guitar. I'm
Right.
a touring pop punk guitarist that chose the solo artist route.
Okay.
That found emo rap, fell in love, but has always loved grunge music.
Okay.
And hardcore music.
Right.
And decided to throw all those things together.
Yes, you have done that.
Yes.
And I gotta say, I've never really heard music like yours before. One, do you like Atmosphere?
Yeah, I do love Atmosphere.
They used to call him emo rap back in the day.
Well, you know what emo means, right?
Emotional. Well, right,
What music isn't emotional?
right.
And I think
Yeah,
that
right.
I think that people have because I've done this
Taylor
before.
Swift, like-
Well, I've come exactly. I've come up to people and I've been like, "Hey, do you like emo rap?"
Right.
And like tried to give them a sticker, and they're like, "No, we don't want to cry alone."
Right.
And it's like, that's not what it all is.
Right. No, well, emo comes from hardcore punk rock.
Yeah, emotional.
Right.
Yeah, you're feeling something.
A lot of people think that like emo music in general is just sad and depressing.
Right,
And, like,
yeah.
like, you know, I want to kill myself, or I want to you know be by myself or die alone or whatever.
Right.
You know, but it's like no, you know, it's like it can also be happy. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
Oh, for sure. No, yeah, like a lot of the original emo bands were like the Postal Service. I
Yeah.
think is considered one of the first emo bands. Fugazi.
Yeah.
I love Fugazi.
Fugazi's a shit.
Blueprint.
But back to Atmosphere.
Yes.
Would you consider is that an inspiration? What's his name? Slug? Ants? Slug. Sluggo and Ants.
I know Atmosphere and I like Atmosphere a lot. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say yes because
Okay.
he's been in my zeitgeist
Right.
as like a listener
Right,
since
right.
I was a kid.
Okay.
But I
we-
wouldn't say
we can move on from
specifically that he
so,
was a,
okay,
like
so
a direct
the,
influence.
The combining of emo, pop punk, and hip hop is fascinating to me. I'm a little bit older than you guys, so you know, in the late '90s, early 2000s, nu metal, which is and rap rock. I guess they were kind of interchangeable at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was very, very big and achieved mainstream success, right? And it was always sort of, you know, there were people that loved it, like I did for sure, and there were people like who hated it,
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's interesting to me to see like people younger than me like take or like so I come from a punk background or whatever, primarily like hardcore punk, and then like the artsy. I've always been more into artsy weird shit too, but mainly like hardcore punk.
Like Casualties and fucking Ramones,
I like the Casualties, like Dead Kennedys, Black
Dead
Flag,
Kennedys, yeah.
Fugazi, Minutemen, Subhumans, Bad Brains, Minor Threat, like the 80s hardcore. Before it became more metal sounding. You know what I mean? So like
hardcore punks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Dead Kennedy is more than that, but no, I'm just saying they're damn good. But anyways, you know what I mean. So like, the point I'm trying to make is that like, it's interesting to see the combination of these genres, especially like emo, pop punk. Like amongst my friends, we always sort of like look down on it. You know what I mean? As I've gotten older, I'm like, there's plenty of good music in these genres. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see people younger than me take that and turn it into something that's totally new. Like the song Psilocybin Confessions, I was like, there's like metal going on, and then there's like this like pop punk melody out of nowhere, and then there's a guy rapping, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like I've literally never heard music like that.
Yeah, I remember when we were in Idaho. We were playing a festival out there. I think it was in July. Yeah, July.
Okay, nice.
And we actually just got done with the festival, and we were at his family's house, just hanging out by the cooking area. You know, we were always talking, having food. And he brought up the song. It was my first time ever hearing it. And I was amazed. Like, I was taken back. I immediately was like, dude, send me that song right the fuck now.
For sure.
Because I wanted to listen to it, and then I had it on replay through like half the night because I just loved the way it sounded. And it was like, honestly, it was like our heaviest song. I'm like, I think like the very next day, I was like, dude, we got to make a music video for this. We got to make this music video. Because I was excited for how that song came out, you know. And it actually did sound like a little bit different because I think that was like the second to last final edit before like the actual final thing came out. So, but regardless, I still loved it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it's a conglomeration of just all of the things that I love. Because my first concert ever was the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl is who inspired me to want to be a rock star professionally.
How old were you?
15.
Okay.
And because I was like, you can do this as a fucking job. That's an option.
Right.
So, and then like the coolest kid from school had just taken me to that show. So
nice.
I decided rock star.
Yeah.
And then I got pulled into the new, like a Day to Remember, post-hardcore 2010s Under Oath, Devil Wears Prada,
gotcha.
kind of metalcore,
right,
mixed with pop punk,
and
like the Used, Warped
Tour.
Tour.
The Used, they were huge.
Yeah, like the whole Warped Tour thing for me in high school was the shit, and it was actually the real Warped Tour that we went to for $20 that you bought from the grocery store.
Yeah,
and you went,
shit, I
and
forgot
it was
about
fucking
that.
hot as shit.
Yeah.
And you went and you found some weed in there, and like everybody didn't know, but you saw Yellow Card. I remember seeing fucking T-Mails and like G-Eazy. G-Eazy during his set, all of his speakers failed. You know, but I remember just being like, why is there rap at this pop punk thing?
Interesting.
And that set a stone for me. I think later on in life, of like, it seems to make sense in this way. And so I was inspired by the Foo Fighters, and then I went to these shows, and that's where I found my sense of community, because it was like, it didn't matter if you were rich, if you were poor, if you were gay, if you were straight, if you were fucking a weirdo, if you were a fucking jock, like, you gave a shit about the music, and like, my friends that we would go to these shows with, we would go to pop punk shows every summer in Oregon.
Oh, nice. I used to live there.
Yeah. Oh, no shit. That's where I'm from. I'm from Salem, Kaiser.
Oh, okay. My best friend lives in Salem.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I lived in Eugene twice.
Oh, let's go. We go to
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I used to work for the university.
No shit.
Well, it was like a satellite company, but we were doing.
Yeah. I was so close to being a duck. I'm a Sun Devil, but I was so close
beautiful
to being
campus.
A duck. Yes.
I used to ride my bike through there all the time. I miss it so much.
Me too.
It's God.
Go on. No. 100%. They're like, look at these rocks, and I'm like, they're fucking rocks. You know.
Wait. Okay. Trees. So have those genres been mixed before? Is that a thing that I'm not?
Okay, so you have
I haven't been exposed
this
to this.
question. So you said number one pop punk emo rapper in Arizona.
And then I put, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Exactly. So what it means is
just being honest, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I invented it.
It kind of seems
I made it up.
Yeah.
So I was inspired by Dave Grohl that introduced me to Nirvana,
Right.
excuse me. And then I picked up a guitar for Christmas, and I learned like Metallica, and I learned Adam's Song by Blink-182.
Okay.
And then I discovered System of a Down.
Okay.
And they became my favorite band, and they are still like my favorite band.
The first album?
All of their albums.
Yeah.
But Hypnotize, Mesmerize,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
all of their albums
Right.
from System of a Down. And so I was forced to tune my guitar down to drop C.
Right.
And then
Sick.
I like discovered distortion pedals and like because of aerials.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
so I just like learned all the dynamics, and that's where all of my core scales come from, like musically.
Right.
They come from the Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Blink-182, and System of a Down.
That's wild.
Yeah. So those 4 things, and then throw Little Peep.
I don't even know who that is.
You say, who's your favorite rapper?
Oh, okay.
Little Peep,
Okay.
I would say.
I've heard the name, I believe.
But like, as far as the like inspiration of musically, where all that stuff came from and how and why, it's all the things that I fucking love. And then like discovering the DC underground punk scene, because Dave Grohl was super into the DC underground punk scene in the 80s, like Black Flag.
What was it? Brain Damage? What was the name of his band? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
Drain.
discovering,
He was in a band called Drain, I want to say.
I was inspired. I was like, I have to be in a band. So like, I just learned the guitar.
Okay.
And then I graduated high school, and we moved here, to Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, I need to find the music scene here.
Right.
And the only fucking band that I had ever heard of that anybody would ever talk about was this band called TV Tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck's that?
Yeah.
And so I fucking, my cook that I worked at this restaurant with was good friends with him because he was a skateboarder. So that introduced.
It's always skateboarding.
It's always fucking skateboarding, bro. So
for sure.
skaters, punk, and like all this connected.
Right.
And then I started playing guitar for this like rap group called Roll Propa in Lake Havasu, and I would play like metal guitar riffs underneath their rap shit.
Yeah.
And we did like one show, and then I was jamming with a couple different drummers, and then I entered into this songwriters competition, and I started taking vocal lessons.
Okay.
And I learned the acoustic guitar more so, and I started writing my own music, and I discovered that like, holy shit, I can do this.
Right.
And that's kind of where all that developed from. But it started with just Dave Grohl, and then developed into nu metal.
Yeah.
And, like the community of pop punk encapsulating my emotional as a fucking teenager.
Right.
So, and that's what
So
that's what I'm trying to create here.
Yeah.
In Arizona. And so when people say like oh, when I say like I'm the #1 pop punk emo rapper in Arizona, for one, I made that up. Okay, so like, you know. Second of all, though, if you ask ChatGPT, our AI overlord, who the #1 pop punk emo rapper is in Arizona, it will say KRXS. And so I thought that was fucking cool.
That's wild.
And I was being interviewed, and I said that, and then they pull quoted that, and then that became. But it's like not an ego thing. It's just like, hey, I made this.
No.
And it's
I
a
think,
way to help market myself.
I think you're onto something. Because I think would you be considered Gen Z?
Technically, I'm a millennial.
Right. You're like the last of the millennials.
Yeah.
Right. But so like people like your age and younger, I would say, are like very much so into emo, very much so into like hip hop, this new form of hip hop. I don't even know what to call it or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think combining it, that you would definitely find a large audience for it.
I want to be the bridge between real.
It's bedtime.
No, you're good. No, I want to help be the bridge between what I would say is our music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what are you, Gen X then?
No.
What is?
I'm millennial.
You're millennial. No. So millennial to Gen Z.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right,
it's like
right.
that bridge of like, because like I remember my cousin Jenny, shout out, showing me Blink-182 for the first time.
Right,
And
yeah.
just being like, holy shit, this is amazing.
For sure.
You know? And then like, there are kids that I meet, like emo rappers that I've like worked with on songs before,
Right.
that have never heard of Blink-182, or they've never heard of
Really?
the Foo Fighters.
Really?
Yeah. And so then I like explain to them what the fuck all this shit is,
Right.
which is crazy for me.
That is crazy. Yeah.
So then it's like I'm some kind of weird conduit between that, and like I'm trying desperately to find my audience and to like lead the rally cry of like, because there is like this new subset of musicians that are Gen Z that are just all EDM and they're all tracks. So it's like hyper pop, where it's like DJ music and they're just doing the vocals. And like,
or lip syncing, I've noticed.
Yes. And like that's its own thing, and people will like it. And I'm not one to do anything on any talk ill of anybody's art form.
That's my job.
You know, but then because I'm also not like fully a purist. Because like I remember like when I was in my touring pop punk band No Refills, they were absolutely anti anything tracks. So unless we can do it live, we're not fucking doing it. And any suggestions that I had to do that were immediately shot down. And I always thought that was like holding us back from like the future. And they were more purist. But it's like you've got these pop punk purists, but then you've got these people that are totally like not even paying any shits attention, that are blowing up, that are doing huge things.
Interesting.
You know, like, and that's where like emo rap comes into play. So Little Peep is basically R.I.P. He was basically the Kurt Cobain.
He was a younger person, right? He was like 12, 17?
21 when he died.
21, okay, that was a couple years ago,
So he was 21 when he died, a few years ago. He died at The Rock in Tucson.
Oh, shit.
He overdosed.
Is that a club?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
damn, that sucks.
But he was really like one of the first pioneers. It was like him, Ghostmane, even Post Malone, and like Juice WRLD were really kind of like the first set of like emo rappers, where they're using samples of guitars mixed with beats.
Interesting.
And the first time I heard about that, people fucking hated them. People talking so much shit.
For sure.
Yeah, like people fucking hated them. But then people also fucking loved them. You know? And it wasn't until Little Peep died, to be honest with you, that I really like dug into his catalog and like appreciated everything that he's done and like had done. Because he was basically, it's like, imagine if Kurt Cobain was never in a band. Imagine if Kurt Cobain had a DJ with beats.
I can't.
And that's, but that's the evolution of it. Because of the technology.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And so it's like, but what I saw within that was, I was like, because I was in this pop punk band, and it was like not working out. Like COVID happened, and like, we were gonna break up, and I like needed to be in control of everything.
I get that.
So that, and then like, or at least my idea was, if I can control making, if I can make all the music myself with a producer, then I can hire musicians and work with artists to bring that to life.
Okay, so live, what does it look like for KRXS?
We have live musicians. What I saw as the evolution of the emo rap thing was that the emo rappers weren't trained to play any instruments.
For sure.
They couldn't do anything. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I saw myself like there's an opportunity, because I come from a pop punk guitarist background, to play guitar with the emo stuff, add in some grunge influences, so like grunge, emo, pop punk, new metal stuff. And then live perform that with a real band. And I've been striving to create a full band, like reverse engineer. And I've finally done that now.
For sure. So you have like a drummer, you have a DJ?
Nope, we have tracks. We have a drummer, bassist, Lexis. I play the rhythm guitar, and then we have a lead guitar.
So it's like the Roots kind of.
Yeah, well, it's just like any four-piece rock band, you know. But we also have some backtracks.
Yeah. I was in a goth punk band that played over backing tracks. So I get that. Do you find that a challenge live? Like, because you seem like a pretty sort of like improvisational guy to me. You know what I mean? At least when you're like making the music. When you're executing it on stage, do you like stick to that structure, or do you allow yourself to be like more free form and like jammy on stage?
Recently, it's developing into having more elements of the jamminess.
Okay.
Because I was, because I started the project like basically like by myself and like with one of my producers.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the first piece that I need to add to this is a drummer.
Right.
So then we were a two-piece. So it was like me on guitar with the backtracks and a drummer.
Okay.
And then, so we couldn't deviate from anything because of the backtracks.
Right.
So then, after I had that set up for a long time,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I really want like a full band. I really want a bassist. I really want a guitarist.
Right.
And I want to remove the backtracks now.
Okay.
Or just have like very little
For sure.
backtracks in it.
Yeah.
Because I've learned over the years that like,
I think that's what
That's
Rammstein
better.
does.
yeah, it's fucking better.
Yeah,
If,
for
it,
sure.
if you can do it live, it sounds better.
It fills a room better.
It's more authentic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, people
for
feel
sure.
it more.
So how did you guys meet?
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What?
we
Yeah.
met on Instagram a few years back.
Oh, okay.
I was wanting to just find a band like get on stage or like just see, because I was doing musician for hire work also.
Okay.
And see like what band may need like a bassist, guitarist, and then
Yeah.
came across a lot of pages, and then I found Chris, and I saw he had it was him, I think some other guitarist. It wasn't Taylor, but it was somebody else, and then I think Jared. Yeah, Jared at the time. So I reached out to Chris, and saw he had a show coming up, and I told him like I like all his stuff. He liked all my stuff.
Nice.
And we started talking. We were gonna get together to jam and then make the show happen.
Right.
And I asked him like how much does it pay. He said I give you $20 and a bottle of beer. I'm like done. So I was like all right. So he sent me the songs. I learned them. But our schedules were kind of like intertwined, so we never got a chance to like get together and practice. And you know, he had some live stuff come up, and I was like, cool. And then he said he's gonna keep me on standby if he ever needs me, like for sure. So we lost touch for about like a year or so. I went off and did my own thing. I became the lead guitarist for another band at the time for like throughout the entirety of 2024.
Yeah.
I was doing well with them, and then the very last show of 2024, like I think like 2 weeks before New Year's, I saw Chris was on the same bill as us. I was like, what? No way!
Shout out to Something Outrageous and Felicity.
Yeah, Something Outrageous was the band I was playing guitar in, so shout out to them. You know, good terms with them, they're the homies.
Right.
So
they still play, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So it was actually at the Rhythm Room too, and it was Something Outrageous, KRXS, and then was it Felicity that band?
Felicity was headlining, yeah.
Yeah, they're a band from I think Florida. So they were headlining.
Blew up now, just recently.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I'm still friends with like their fill in drummer who played that day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was actually the day Chris and I first talked for like the first time in so long.
Yeah.
Like we were like, hey, what's up, bro? We haven't seen each other. Like we were so happy to see each other. It's also where I met I met Jared, I met Taylor, it's where I met his fiance Kimberly, it's where I met everybody. You know, and they did a great job.
Yeah.
You know, as I expected, and I loved the entire set. And I went up to Chris after he got done playing. It's like, hey, you know, if you still need a bassist, I'm hella down, because I always wanted to work with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, for sure, I'll text you sometime after New Year's. Once things calm down, I'll let you know. I was like, for sure. Now, funny thing is, I wasn't actually expecting him to actually text me. You know, I've had some people say like, yeah, I'll get to you. We never do.
For sure.
But then like a few weeks after New Year's, I was at Chandler Mall. I was chilling in the parking lot watching some videos.
Yeah.
And then he texts me. I'm like, oh shit, he actually texts me. He's like, hey man, like some things have something's calmed down. We're ready to get back in the swing of things. Like, you still down to be a bass player? I was like, yeah. And so he put me in the group chat, and I joined. I didn't know how Taylor and Jared felt, because he just said, you're now the bassist. But of course they accepted me. I was happy about that. Speaking of Kimberly.
Oh, you're ready.
Yeah, we're in it.
Okay, well, that's a good cue to start wrapping up then.
Okay. But I was basically just gonna end up by saying like I parted ways with Something Outrageous on good terms, and joined Chris, and the rest is history.
Okay, wow, that's pretty. So it's like serendipity, like it was meant to be, kind of. Like,
Yeah. The funny thing is, we had practice like the other day at his house, and we were actually talking about the same topic, and I was like, it's kind of funny how we talked about working together. We didn't. I joined another band, and then we still ended up working together. So I felt like it was meant to be.
For sure. Wow. Wait, so you guys are playing festivals?
We played that one festival out in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Because like apparently he's pretty popular out there.
Sweet.
But like we played a lot of shows. Yeah, we played a lot of shows here too.
Yeah. Nice. Fuck yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. We covered a lot, guys. Okay. Well, first of all, where can we find your music?
If you search on all the things for KRXS, you can find us. Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music. My Instagram is KRXS Raps. Lexis' Instagram handle is
Lexis_Smith20. And just be clear, that's LEXIS, not US like the car.
Right.
Thoughts on AI in music?
Sure.
Can I just really quick?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yes.
I think that AI is a very helpful tool for independent artists on a shoestring budget to help give themselves an opportunity to compete with some of the bigger name people, and to help make themselves more impactful.
Okay.
If they use that tool in the right way.
Okay.
I think that using AI for like writing your lyrics or for creating the music itself, is fucked up and not cool. And like, fuck yourself.
Like granted, I have heard some AI music that sounds hella fucking good, but at the end of the day, knowing that it's not an actual artist or an actual band, that doesn't really sit right with me.
So what way could it be used well? Like,
I mean, like maybe if like say you were say if you were you owned a corporate company, you want some advertising stuff, and you can't really hire anybody. Okay, then you put use that to help out. Okay. But like I'm just saying, if you're like an actual artist or band that's trying to make it, and you're gonna replace it with AI, that will make things harder because if you think about it, we're in a day and age where like it's super easy to be famous, have things pop up, do it easily.
It is?
Compared
I've been doing this shit for 2 years.
Yeah. Depending on how
easier
popular
than it was back
but like,
in the day.
At the very least, since like the early 2000s and before.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But now knowing that like a simple AI can take that from you and become better than you, it's like that's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Concerning.
Yeah. For sure.
My issue with it is that there's a whole group of people that are saying that if you use an AI to create a show flyer, that means that you're a piece of shit. You're a douchebag. You should be called out on social media. And I say, fuck you. I paid thousands of dollars to graphic artists to create multiple show flyers, all of my album artwork, all of my logos, all of my designs. I pay people to do all these things. I pay for my photographer. I pay for my videographer, I pay for my producer, I pay my band, I pay my venues that I book myself, I pay for all of the merchandise that you see with my own money, I pay for all of the marketing that you see, I do everything myself. And I make almost nothing. And when there is a big show that warrants hey, we've got some budget to, like we have this amazing charity show coming up May 30th called Angels Wings. It's our third year doing it.
Oh, nice.
We raise money for Cowtown Angels. It's a non-profit.
Nice. Yeah.
Last year we raised over $1,500, and the year before we raised $1,000. So this year we're looking to do $2,000 to $3,000.
Nice.
This year we're headlining.
Nice.
Which is amazing. Actually, we headlined last year, and it was sold out.
Nice. How many people?
150.
Nice.
It was at the Beast, so tight capacity, but still, like that was
still that's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
But for shows like that, we've hired a graphic designer to take care of the flyers and the shows and things like that.
Yeah.
But for these smaller shows, like we have a show this Sunday, and we have a show May 12th, where it's like, I'm a recent father, I'm 100%
Congrats,
independent musician. Thank you so much. And I'm on a shoestring budget as a waiter. You know
For
what I
sure,
mean?
yeah.
Paying the bills.
That's,
And
here
it's like,
too.
And so it's like
we're all still working jobs, but like still making the dream happen.
So if I can go to ChatGPT and have them make me a show flyer in 10 minutes, and it looks cool, I think that's okay.
All right.
You know, as opposed to paying a graphic designer
They're very
$100 to
expensive.
$200
Yeah,
that takes 2 weeks.
They ask so much money.
Yes, and I think that's a bargaining chip. There could
Yeah.
be, maybe there's some kind of an agreement of like, hey, I'll work with you if we can work on like a reasonable timeline and a reasonable budget.
Yeah,
because like, here's your competition, and like, I'm already coming out of pocket for so many things, and I just feel like as a tool against the actual root of evil, which is like corporate money and giant labels. You know what I'm saying? Like me as an independent person, you're gonna talk shit about me versus going after, you know, these giant artists with actual art divisions and fucking budgets and like entire teams.
For sure.
It's just there's a nuanced conversation to be had about the usage of AI as a tool for independent artists that's used appropriately versus all AI is bad versus all AI things are totally cool. And I think it's somewhere in the middle. And I don't think that you should gaslight and like hate on people that utilize it as a tool to help elevate real artists doing real good for their real communities.
Look, at the end of the day, if like what really matters is that, you know, as long as you're hustling and you're doing what you want to do, and to the point where like something will pay off for you, that's all that matters. It's like, you know, use AI to create a flyer, all right, cool, or pay somebody, all right, cool. And you know, it does suck that things come out of pocket and not really into pocket, but hey, what band hasn't been there, you know? Like, no, like, I don't think there's like been any band that's, you know, done that exact same thing, you know, unless like you probably come from a rich family or something.
For sure.
I'll fucking draw it on a piece of paper for you if that makes you feel better.
Just stick it on the
I'll
freaking
tell you
wall.
this. Next time you guys need a flyer for a little show, we'll just go with this simple design right here.
Yeah. And that's fucking punk rock, and that's cool as shit
And
too.
we'll put KRXS exclamation mark. And then we'll go with that. And you don't even have to pay me.
Exactly.
I wanna buy tickets
And
to that show
also,
now.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Just plug the podcast or whatever.
That's perfect.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Was that all right?
Yeah,
You
it was
guys have
fucking
fun?
great, man.
Yeah,
I had fun.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Did you have fun? Do you
Yeah,
feel like
of
it went
course.
well?
That was great. That was awesome. Yeah.
Getting pissed at high tides, chewing up like cyanide. Please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That sounds romantic. To just ruin our lives. I wake at 3 with the G, with the bottle of lean, special glass with my veins, for the people to see. Freaking out, you know me. All those cows on the scene. Suitcase full of ketchup, some cocaine. Got it in my gut to live without